Hello, everyone. Greetings to you all. Let's get our logo and we have our logo. And what else? Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, thank you all for joining. Thank you for joining. Wow. Everybody full ground. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you. And thank you for your patience. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hmm. Okay, we see everybody. We see you all. Let's go there. We see you, Mother Eteng. How are you doing? How are you all doing? Happy Friday to you and welcome. We see you, Miss Osagi Blessing, all the way from YouTube. Actually, I wanted to do this program on our YouTube today, but because I didn't announce it, I said, okay, let's do that one more time. But there comes a time, some of our videos might be YouTube because taking time to do all this video and at the end of the day by 30 days Facebook will just delete it. I don't know what that is. I just don't understand it. They will tell you, the video, I mean, they announced it to everybody. It's not just us. I think that was last year, early last year or thereabout, or 2 years ago. I think that was last year. So every afterlife program on Facebook, 30 days, they would delete the whole thing. So it's what I don't know. It is what I don't know. I understand maybe the people that are making money from it, they don't want to keep paying them. But if you don't want to keep paying them, then you can say, maybe a video that has received payments will not be paid, again. Okay. We are not monetized. So our stuff is not eligible. But at least they can do it like that than just deleting video. There are many other ways, but there are things someone, will do it. That's extreme. And all these big people that has platforms, when they all meet, these are part of the things they should discuss. It's okay, you don't pay people, but leave the video because you don't know who that video will benefit in the future. You don't know who will benefit from that, except if we just doing it for money. But for that passion, leave it. It goes a long way. It's supposed to be life and like legacy, life and just being live. Because some people like us pay for studio to be able to broadcast in more than one place without sharing like regular sharing, but being able to broadcast at the same time in more than one platform. Then after 1 month, they will delete it. So there comes a time if they are unable to moderate some of all this, puts other measures into consideration. Maybe there may be a time only them will be on the on this media. But anyways, please, we recognize everybody. Okay, I know I was running already a little behind so that we can cover what we have. We recognize everybody. We see you all, and I hope everyone is doing good, right? Happy weekend to you all. Please, you are recognized. It's nice seeing you all. It's a blessing to see you all. So let's go there, okay? Before this program will get us to where, I don't know. Okay. Okay. So yeah, so there might be a time we have to be doing it. But anyways, welcome to Chris Lucci Charity Community, giving life a meaning. Our message is simple. Our message is simple, and it is consistent, trying to set our destiny. So, but anyways, welcome, welcome, welcome. We see everybody. Let's get there. Let's get there so that we can see what we can cover here. Okay. Well, before that, the t-shirts I have, right? It's not a Christmas charity initiative, and I know you all see it has a title or it has something. So it's nothing but that title. That's I am my father's daughter. So that is the t-shirt, okay? And this t-shirt we credit it to Lagos State, where our uniform, our t-shirts, community t-shirts are being produced. So I equally demanded for it, and it was produced. And I had someone that visited last Christmas, so that was how I was able to get it. So I have it. Okay. So that is I am my father's daughter right there, and that's him up there. I am my father's daughter. Okay. So, but anyways, so you're welcome, sir. So for the message we have today, right? I want to use it to be able to convey this message, and may the Lord help us with this message. Not just to say that, but for someone to be inspired, not just to deliver this message. If you know anyone you know, tag anyone you know. Okay? Because after today, sometimes people do certain things out of ignorance. Sometimes it doesn't come from the place of wickedness. Sometimes it doesn't come from the place of humiliations. We know we have all those, but we still have the ones that are not from that. Okay, yeah. And for the sake of those people, doing certain things or neglecting certain things out of ignorance is the purpose of today's message. I don't know why this kept coming to me. It's all about, like, I don't know, a lot. Ime m ka ndị ndụ na-aga agara gị ozi, onye nwe m Chineke. Ime m ka ndị ndụ na-aga m agara gị ozi. This is part of my mission. This is part of my vision. Advocacy. In my own way, little way, but mighty. And yeah. So as long as we live, we need to proclaim the good. As long as I breathe, we need to push the positivities. There are not many people doing it, and we as a community, as individuals, have embraced to be part of it. The men you know, tag them. This will save them a lot, and this will save families a lot, and this will save you all a lot. And we are doing this not because it's easy topic to deal with, but we're doing this from the place of love. We are doing this from the place of care because we care. We are doing this from the place of knowledge, but that by His grace, at least we're able to know better. And they say when you know better, you do better. So we're able to know better by His grace, right? So we need to. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. It's part of my life and I will let it shine. It is part of our life, we're gonna let it shine, right? As long as it has a message in it, we will let it shine. So, memo kam dị ndụ na-aga ma gara gozi ọma, onye nwe m Chineke m. Ime m ka m dị ndụ na-aga ma rụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, onye nwe m Chineke m. Mee m ka m dị ndụ ezi Chukwu na-aga ma rụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, Chineke m. Ime m ka m dị ndụ Chukwu na-aga ma rụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, onye nwe m Chineke m. Mee m ka m dị ndụ na-aga ma rụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, Chineke m. Ime m ka m dị ndụ aga ma rụrụ gị ọrụ ọma. This is part of the work, the good work. Ime m ka m dị ndụ aga ma rụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, Papa igwe m Chineke m. Ime m ka m dị ndụ na-aga ma rụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, Chineke m. He's doing his part, one of our own part. Right? He's giving us, we go to bed, wake up, right? So he's keeping his promise. Then what we do with that bread, with that waking up, is on our hands. And that is why we say we'll do the good work. Ime m ka m dị ndụ, aga m arụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, Chineke m. Ime m ka m dị ndụ na-aga m arụrụ gị ọrụ ọma. It's a covenant. It's a big promise. Ime m ka m dị ndụ na-aga m arụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, onye nwe m Chineke m. Ime m ka m dị ndụ Chukwu aga m arụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, onye nwe m Chineke m. Ime m ka m dị ndụ na-aga m arụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, Chineke m. Ma anyị ka anyị dị ndụ na anyị ga-arụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, Papa igwe m Chineke m. Nye m arụ ike Chukwu na aga m eji ya rụọ ọrụ gị ọrụ ọma, Chineke m. We don't just pray for good health. Good health for what? Ime m ka m dị ndụ na aga m arụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, onye nwe m Chineke m. Nye m arụ ike ezi Chukwu na aga m eji ya rụọ ọrụ gị ọrụ ọma, Papa igwe m Chineke m. The good health, do we use it just for personal interest, for personal gain, for selfish interest? Ime m ka m dị ndụ na-aga m arụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, onye nwe m Chineke m. Mee m ka m dị ndụ Chukwu na-aga m arụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, Chineke m. Ime m ka m dị ndụ na-aga m arụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, onye nwe m Chineke m. Nye m arụ ike ezi Chukwu na aga m eji ya rụọrụ gị ọrụ ọma, Chineke m. Ime m ka m dị ndụ Chukwu na aga m arụrụ gị ọrụ ọma, onye nwe m Chineke m. Our help is in the name of the Lord, who made heaven and earth, Almighty and ever-living Father, the I am that I am, the Yahweh Sabaoth, a very faithful God, a covenant-keeping Father, a promise keeper, Ebenezer, the Ancients of Days, the Man of the Galilee, a dependable God, a very faithful and steadfast Father. We adore you, Lord. We reverence you. We give glory to your name because you are worthy. We thank you for loving us, for your special love for mankind. And we love you too, Father. Meet every one of us, Lord, according to our heart desires. Meet us, Lord, and be God for us. And Lord, for tonight's program, we dedicate it to you. As Heavenly Father, I disappear, Lord, and call upon you, mighty, to appear. Abba, Father, I decrease, Lord, and call upon you to increase. Now, the message today, Father, will germinate and bear fruits. For your name's sake, to your glory and the happiness of mankind. In the name of you, God the Father, Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. And amen. Ihe m ji n'aka, ọ karịrị gị ụwa. Ihe m ji n'aka, nke m ji ka. Ihe m ji n'aka, ọ karịrị gị ụwa. Ihe m ji n'aka, ọ bụ oziọma Chineke. Ọkwa ịbụrụ m olileanya, mgbe olileanya na-adịghị. Ịbụrụ m olileanya, mgbe olileanya gwụrụ agwụ. Ihe m ji n'aka, ọ karịrị gị ụwa. Ihe m ji n'aka, ọ bụ oziọma Chineke. Oziọma ezinụlọ niile bụ ihe m ji ka. Someone help me translate, please. I won't be able to mix the two at the same time. Ihe m ji n'aka, ọ bụ okwu Chineke. Eji m oziọma ezinụlọ wee bịa. Eji m okwu ezinụlọ wee bịa. Ihe m ji n'aka, ọ bụ okwu Chineke. Ihe m ji n'aka, ọ bụ okwu Chineke. Ezinụlọ na-ayọ gị Chukwu, ezinụlọ na-akpọ gị Chukwu. The families are calling unto the Lord. Ezinụlọ na-akpọ gị Chukwu, ezinụlọ na-akpọ gị Chukwu. The Prince of Peace, Chi na-enye udo. God that gives peace. Chukwu na-enye udo nke njika. Ihe njika, ọ bụ okwu Chineke. Ihe m ji n'aka, ọ bụ okwu ezinụlọ. Ọ bụ okwu ezinụlọ, ọ bụ okwu ezinụlọ. Ezinụlọ na-ayọ amara Chukwu, ezinụlọ na-ayọ amara Chukwu. Ndị nna na-ayọ amara Chukwu. Fathers are pleading and praying for grace. Fathers are asking for grace. Ndị nna na-ayọ amara Chukwu. Ndị nna na-ayọ amara eluigwe, ndị nna na-ayọ amara gị Chukwu. We are intercessors. There comes a time we call upon fathers to wake up. Ndị nna na-ayọ amara Chukwu, ndị nna na-ayọ amara Chukwu. Ndị nna na-ayọ amara Chukwu, ndị nna na-ayọ amara gị Chukwu. Ihe njika ha, ihe njika ha, ihe njika ha, gwa ya ka njem ọnụ. I brag with his word. I brag with uprightness. I brag with purity. I brag with good work. I brag with advocacy. If there is anything like that. I brag with positivity, not dating. I brag with upliftment. not pulling down. I brag with truth, not lies. I brag with boldness, not compromise. Ihe njika ha, ihe m ji n'aka ha, nke njika ha, ihe njika ha, ihe njika, ọ bụ okwu Chineke. Ihe m ji n'aka, ọ bụ okwu ezinụlọ. Ọ bụ okwu ezinụlọ ka m jika. Ọ bụ okwu ezinụlọ bụ ihe njika. Ihe njika, ọ bụ okwu ezinụlọ. Ihe nji n'aka, ọ bụ okwu ezinụlọ. We say, fathers, wake up from your slumbers. Wake up, fathers, from your slumber. I will use this opportunity to tell part of my father story, or a little about my father. I don't call upon my father. That is my earthly father, not my father, not my heavenly father. I'm talking of my earthly father now, okay? So they are my fathers. I address him as my father, okay? And I still have my father here, my earthly father. So, and I connect very much with it, personalizing it. Who you personalize, you place that in a special place, in a special position. So it starts with connection. We have to have that connection, right? To have values for it and respect the values we have. So I don't talk about my father because he's my father, because I know we all do. We all have fathers. Even my mom has father. Even my dad has father, or had the father. And my mom had, yeah, their own earthly fathers. So I don't talk about this man because he's just my father. If I'm going to talk about him because he's my father, I won't have a lot of words. Because what I'm talking about, many people have, a lot of people have father. Everybody actually have father, whether the fathers that accept to be playing father's role or not. What matters is that they have fathers, maybe not active father, but there is father. But I talk about this man because of many attributes, because of uniqueness, because of intentionality, because of a whole lot. More especially because of the results, the outcome of all his activities. Like we say, activities determines results. The input determines the output, right? So because of many behind closed door, many people didn't see, many people didn't know. You know, because if you definitely will not see all of those, it's the insiders. Because my father, if you see him from afar or external, you know, you don't fear people, you will fear him. He has all it takes. Maybe not money, right? So we're not here to talk about money, but maybe not money. But at least he played, even without not having money, he still played his responsibilities. He played his roles unapologetically. He played his roles mightily. 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 So there are many attributes that led to talking or discussing of this man. Right? And those things, we are part of the things that couldn't let them to do what I did. Securing his story. In a hardcover or soft copy, whatever it is, to make sure that after he must have lived by the grace of God, lived, and transitioned, he will still be alive. It wasn't just in my place to do this, because if they were saying who to do that, that could have been our first daughter, right? But it is what it is. And if we are to be most intelligent, I don't think I fall in that bracket either, right? But when they say the glory, the power of the intentionality of this man is irresistible. It's not something I could resist. It's not something that myself and my siblings were, not something we could resist. And because his story was not hidden, there was openness, there was transparency, right? So we could tell the story. First hand, this is primary resource. Is a primary source coming from a primary source, not from secondary. Yes, some are secondary because that of Biafra wasn't there, but he told the story. So me telling it is from a secondary resource because I didn't witness that. But at least many of the things there, they are from like first-hand information. And why do we say fathers wake up? Because there are many narratives going everywhere where you will see people talking because media is not regulated. We've said this. So every person, right? We are teachers. Everybody is a teacher. Everybody is an instructor, right? Men will always say they are making money. And I think now women got intentional with money making. And I don't know where else that will fall. But I want to tell about the story of a man that was intentional with money making and was still intentional with raising kids. I see people will say sometimes, yes, that women will brainwash the children not to care about their father. Says what? Says who? All these narratives and all this from where? From which kingdom and which planets? You can brainwash someone that has nothing to, because nobody can. If you have it, you can't resist it. Knowledge gives capacity. Information empowers. So if you must have invested, if you must have empowered these children, they already have it. Nobody can stop it. If you stop them from telling it one way, they will find another way. If you stop them from telling it another way, they will find other way. There are other ways. Because I started talking about this on media, I've been talking it behind media. Anybody that knows me, if you haven't heard of my dad, you don't know me. Not my own Obuchi. Now, if you are knowing me, we talk the first time. You don't hear about my father. You are a stranger. Anybody that knows me, no. The other time I spoke with my one of my, my supervisors, right, in UNN, and he has to ask of my father, and it was like, you were so close to your father. Your father was like, what, really? Okay, I put something. There was something I put, and then he saw that. He was like, wow, how is your father and all of those, because in final year, you and some of like many people you couldn't talk to in first year, third year, in final year, right? They know you are living, so they know, right? The world could fall anything. So some of them, could now have conversations if there is opportunity. Some of the stuff you will write, or maybe how you acknowledge your parents' day. Some might just be open, ask questions, because again, they know you are about to check out, to transition from being a student to, right? Yeah. Anything, yeah. and could be any powerful something. So who doesn't want? But that is by the way. So what are we talking about? If you know me and haven't heard of my father, no. Okay. Now let's say on media, don't talk about your father. Guess what? I will still go behind and talk it. In any gathering, physical, anywhere, I will still talk about him. Unless there is nothing that led to that. Because I have a lot to talk about. I have a lot to share. I have many stories. I have many learning from the stories. I have a lot to talk about him. Now, even if Chris Luchi Charity Community, but we are giving life a minute, so there are positive things to talk. But let's say Chris Luchi Charity Community say, hey, don't talk about him in our platform again because we are Chris Luchi Charity Initiative. Guess what? I have him. I have already built a website for him. So, right? It is what it is. There must be. If you say the mother has brainwashed them, or this, or maybe as a daughter, you say their father has, that is not because it doesn't have influence, but it's very minimal. It's little, it's slim, very slim to pull a reasonable weight in the future. So before you would be afraid of who is brainwashing, the only thing is that those brainwashing might just end up, affecting those kids as people because of how they will now be perceiving things. That's why it's not right. But other than that, you say, what? I am active. I am intentional. I won't even defend. There are things you don't defend. I've never seen my dad like coming to say, when people will say that maybe after the whole thing, it will be on women. The Omugwa will be women. This will be women. This will be women. Says what? Says who? Says who? Because you didn't play your role. And it's time to wake up. Because there comes that man I am talking about, my father. He was making money. He was an entrepreneur, right? He was searching for money. He was out there. He was back and forth. He leaves early, right? Some days comes back very late. But guess what? He didn't miss that aspect that we as well paramount. Rather, he was super intentional. If he has to leave very early, like earlier enough, let's say he will be leaving, usually he leaves by 5, right? Because they usually go to morning mass. And then from there, my mom will now, he will drop my mom at the shop and then leave for work. We used to go when we are all young, but then at school, when they be going, you will be getting ready for school. So a lot of things are changing. So, he was able to still accommodate things, right? Now, at the end of the day, this man, before doing it, my mom may wake up like maybe 4 something, so that she can get ready. This man will wake up by 3 so that he can have conversation with the daughter or the son. Mainly, he does it with my siblings like my this, but maybe he can wake up with them and maybe around. Okay, let's say I'm home. My immediate elder is home, right? My dad will wake me up first and have longer conversation. And then after that, he can tell you, go. You can go and sleep. Go back to bed. Now he will call the other person and do that. Have the talk with the person. And the family meeting is what we do, general. But on the side of that, he dealt with us individually. With the personalities, with temperament, he did those. And he will have conversation. And guess what? We'll still prepare for that morning mass, right? And still go before going for work. This man, you see this man. There was a day I called him. Okay, I didn't call him in our family group. I came to leave a message. I was just there, just my, this. Okay, they sent his video, like where they are doing massage. He has routine exercise and all of those. So where they are doing it, so they send message. I'm there and I watched that. I'm there. I left a voice message. And that voice message, I started it with a song that the glory of my father gives me goosebumps. The way Ebube Chukwu na woma akpatoyi, Ebube Chukwu na woma akpatoyi, and that was like also Ebube gi na woma akpatoyi, Ebube, and I was busy when that stuff came. And I said, Ebube gi ekweghị ma concentrate, Ebube gi na woma akpatoyi, Ebube ọzọ na woma akpatoyi, Ebube gi na woma akpatoyi. I started, right, rekindling. I started reflecting on what this man did that put things in place the way it is. The story of when women grow up, married is the omugo. My dad didn't tell that story. I didn't have to tell the story because he played his roles. He played his roles. And he got sick at 80 plus, right? We took him, my siblings, they took him. They didn't leave him with my mom because they know my mom is in her 70s. So they know my mom won't be able to, and they still want to keep an eye. If not, they will be running back and forth to village. But at that point, with the elderly, my mom, and leaving, no, we didn't take chances. Since 2021. December, the same very day, the same very day it happened, the same very day, around 7, they came in around 9, right away, took my dad. Only December, or maybe if there is needs, or maybe sometimes he say we go, they will come. And after, right away, with other cares, he worked for this. His work, searching for money and searching for money and making money, didn't stop him. And now, why we are saying men wake up, as a man, I will tell you some certain things, but as a man, what makes you think sitting with your daughter to have certain conversation makes you a less man? What makes you think too superior to sit with your children to have conversations, to be active in your children's lives, to calling them here, the same way my dad will keep calling them, boy, keep calling this person, keep calling this when we are in school, keep calling and keep calling and keep calling. He played his role. And do not have to prove any point for us to return, right, the gratitude. For us to return the care when the need comes. Because if we do not return that care, that will be well, okay. So many often when we see us men sitting and talking, right, who will enjoy your mugo, who will be brainwashed after your tribe, who you will do this, it is because you weren't playing your role. At least my siblings, okay, the one you all know, for example, right? I don't know. Oh God, this thing has to be structured so that we can finish the live program, because my brain is in a lot of evidences, a whole lot of evidences. My dad is a chief, and still this Ozo, the Ozo title and all of that. So it's one of the stakeholders, right? But let me tell you, I don't know if you all know this Pancanel. Is it Pancanel? Yeah, Pancanel, right? Yes, that you use stone to break, right? Now, I like that, the soft ones, I like it. Ah, yeah. Oh my gosh. It has been a while, a long time. I remember this particular one, but let me share that. So when I had my first baby, my mom came, and guess what? That pan kernel I'm talking about, I like it. Is the soft one. Like if you're eating it, it tastes somehow like milk, but you need to show that, right? And then they brought it. Do you know who broke those? Like who break those whatever? It was my father. It was my dad. When they were bringing everything, and then my dad, my mom brought this was like that. Also, this, that's also took my dad is sat to be breaking pan kernels, knowing that I love pan kernels, the soft ones. Even my mother-in-law, this last Christmas I came. Before we came to the family house, my mother-in-law, they broke. I like that, but it has to be that soft, that those soft ones. And she put it in the water. And while I was, waiting for, so she does that for me, right? Okay. But now, my dad, on the side of stockfish, on the side of every other thing, has to go down all the way to pancannel. I stopped it. The last time I ate pancannel before my first baby. So I was almost forgot about it because some you will hunger for it, and you just you will deal with it, and you wouldn't have option, and move on, right? So I've already moved on without remembering it. And guess what? They brought that. I was like, they say, now you don't so girl. My mom was like, oh, but took time, and I was like, Palm Kernel, my dad, he has to stay. You all know my dad. If not the weakness of the body, if you see, like, sometimes I was like, what does this man like doesn't have? It's not about me. My father is very handsome. Hear that from me free of charge. He's a very handsome man. So, like what this generation is talking about, so he had all it takes to live messy life, not caring for the family, and be doing handsome and be doing fine. But he had all it takes to do those foolishness, all this foolish stuff. Yeah, let me, okay, let's get there. So hear that from me free. I know. He may not be rich, but he was financially comfortable enough, right? To add to that, he's fine guy and fine whatever those are. He has what it takes to live, because why are we telling this? Just like the one we are talking about choices. All these things are what? It is your personality and has nothing to do with culture. Now, in the place of all those, this man still came down from all, could call, because my daughter or my son has to go back to school. Call us and have conversation. Know what our challenges are. Know what is troubling us. Know what we like, just to hear from us. He was beyond just a provider. The same way I'm talking about is the same way he did it to other of my siblings. The same way he did it to my mom. Almost my mom's siblings, almost all his siblings grew with my father. Like, like our family and all of those. My mom will tell you her own story. My mom told me this story, because I already mature, right? So one of the years he said that when she got married, it was in our house, that she saw her first whatever it is. And they didn't know what it is. The way they, the way all those things is. And was like, he shared the story of it, how my father, was even able to do, the preparation of all those, how to do it, it was my father, Gaima. Okay. Yeah. It was my father that taught her. My father didn't judge her family. Or because as a first child and the first daughter, right? She has to give up her education, has to give up everything for her family, for her siblings, and all of that. We know some of all these factors. He didn't never judge her with that. Even when he got married, he started making her to go to school. Like evening one, when you close shops, also time to go. She did all of that and all of that. And like she would say, she didn't know it would be this important. And she will do and do stop. I will start again, do stop and start again. And today, every time she will be like, why didn't I? Why? I said, Mommy, you don't do. Okay, he was like also did this, did that, that it was her this, it was so he extended this when that education wasn't even whatever, but he gave her that opportunity to go to adult education towards evening. So her not going it. Okay, and the same way he played all those roles on us. So if we grow up and maybe, or at the end of the day, choose to go, not listen, or maybe the champions in school failed us, it is not his own fault. And like he will tell us then, you go to school, do this, he will do his part so that tomorrow he won't have no regret. Even if you go to school, and then choose not to do your own part. What matters that he did his own part. So when you will blaming life, you will not blame him, but you will be blaming yourself and be appreciating him. He was intentional. Is this man, my father at 87, people talking about culture, is this man not from the same culture? When you get my mom's siblings, right? Even their last child, their last born, they already have the kids and all of those, right? That one grew up like, the way sometimes when you're married, your siblings will live with you and all of, and everybody fears my father. The other day, I think last 2 weeks or last week, I was doing video call with him, right? Regardless of the weakness of the body, his authority is non-negotiable. It doesn't matter who you are. He has established it and is alive. He does not negotiate his authority as a father, as a parent. Now, all the siblings and all of those of my mom's siblings, every person talk about it. At the same time, there are people who have mentality, entitlement mentality. We still have all of those, right? But at least it will not be in my daddy's picture to come and be saying in his place, oh, I did for you. No, the rest of your other siblings will say, you are the one who didn't want Ibaulu. Not okay, even though he didn't owe nobody that, but he is a compassionate man. My father is a compassionate man. And that compassion, he extended it from us beyond. We have people living with us, but my dad will leave all those people, be sending us messages, be doing all of those. And he will be like, he will not be training another person's child. His own will become useless. Yeah. Intentionality. But it's not about sending messages about how many floggings, about all of those we received. But it's about the ability to balance love and discipline. He was able to balance that love and discipline. He was the same father, right? Our men will say, because you are a man, you were entitled to fool around. You were entitled to become foolish. You were entitled to become unreasonable because you are a man and you said your culture permits you. And I ask, which culture and who established such a culture? I repeat the question. Is it not the same culture my father came from? They say they marry double wife and triple and all of those. And I said, and this is their culture. If it is your culture and you are entitled, right? Do you know what culture? Culture is people's way of life. If that is culture, everybody will do it. Everybody will do it. But it is something just like God created you and I, right? Give us freedom to do good and get the reward, have the reward, or freedom to do bad, right? And face the consequence. The same way, the culture did not prohibit getting double, whatever it is, wife. It's not because it is that culture, but it was not established not to get it, not to do it. So it is free. Therefore, you do that based on your personality, based on who you are, not based on your culture. Because if it is based on the culture, my grandfather will celebrate today during our family annual reunion. Okay? Did not marry two wives. My grandfather, even as a chief of our town at them, okay, so at least he has whatever to, did not marry one wife. Our great grandfather, we know. I didn't know him, but we are aware of him, okay? And how he died, we are aware of those. Because we do a lot. My dad, we do family. We are family oriented. We know what happened and all of those. Our grandfather, we know what happened. He was almost 100, before that and all of that. We know some of those histories, the basic histories, the extended and all of those. Where he got married, the town and all of those. My father, they still connected with all of those, which we still know, some of them today. A lot of them, couple of them. Okay? So the question, using this my father, okay? And then at 80, so that culture then, did that culture not give him the opportunity or the privilege? So it is not culture, but what? Individual differences. And then, if it happens, you now impregnate someone before now marrying, that becomes indiscipline. That becomes lack of control. That becomes another irresponsibility. It's not your culture. And the culture that I know may not be perfect culture, right? But it promotes reasonable goods. And the way this culture goes is as the world evolves, as life goes, the people review things and do adjustments. Because what is culture? It's the idea of, certain group of people, like stakeholders, and everybody, just like law. Everybody embrace it. And before embracing it, they make sure it's strong, that like the root is strong, right? And all of those. And they embrace it, it becomes a culture. If we say there should be masquerade, so that there should be something that will be, okay, making kids and the entertaining people and all of those, and everybody agrees with that, that becomes a culture. And then in a situation whereby they start making some mess and start creating problem in town, there should be review. And then when there is review to adequate, okay, groups and all of that, like the stakeholders and all of those, also and all of, all of those, okay, like from the king and the, so what happens? They review that and they say, okay, we're not going to stop this because its entitlement is a culture, like something that makes people happy and all of those. It's part of giving life a meaning, right? However, we have to regulate it. How do we regulate it? If you see a visitor may not know that, then a visitor coming to your town and they has to, right, be embarrassed in a very whatever way. No. So what happens? They can now do what? Say, okay, if you see someone, a visitor, and they run, right, don't pursue them or don't chase them. You see that? Or if you see an elderly person, okay, they might turn to bush a bit. Respect that. You as, he has given you that respect, then give that respect. This is the only way we can coexist, a better coexistence. That is culture, and the meaningful and beautiful culture. Culture protects people, should protect people. Right? irrespective of your beliefs and all of that. Culture is when you are going to people's town, maybe for activities and all of those, they will tell you, okay, they have something like masquerade. If you see them, just go in the bush or run around or face the bush, something like, okay. But if you say because it's the culture, because the way they do it before is if an elderly woman see masquerade, she has to keep running and running until she falls because you are, you know. So even if there was something like that, we still know there are certain masquerade and all. But guess what? As the words are, because the people that did it then did it in good faith, so that there will be laws, right? Do's them done, so that there will, okay, they did it with good intention. But as the world is expanding with different diversities, many people that are not from your town, living in your town, like development, right? There comes review to the culture for better coexistence, for development, for the progress of the town and the everybody, for the good name of the town too and the citizens. That is culture. So as a father, if you think that being a father, okay, I will share another one. I remember when it, you know, during rainy season, then when we are little, okay, we come back during rainy season. There is this feast, New Yam Festival. We usually come to, you know, our village then. Like we usually come to the stuff, the New Yam Festival. And now during the New Yam Festival, right? I remember one of the mornings, like after the events and all of those. Not even just that. Okay, when they, let me start from the one, let me end the one when they eventually retired to village due to circumstance. Okay, now what happened during rainy season, right? My mom, we want to, like, you know, the pap now, we want to boil water then, because that kind of rainy season is not something we can figure it out. My mom can't even figure it out. Guess what? My dad, with his tall, like height, we not even get in heights. With his handsomeness, okay, with his ebubie, with his titles, he got all those them titles. He got it. All them titles, he got them. Okay, both in the community, the church, and all of those, he got them. So he will now neglect all of those, ignore all of those. My mom will now be struggling, trying to get the water. My dad will say, we call her, you know, our first child's name, say, Mama so, pota, pota, pota. Like, come out, come out, come out. My dad will get there, you know. And to the glory of God, they were raised. My dad, the mom is another Margaret Thatcher. So they were raised up. They were raised up. You know, and definitely why he was also intentional person plus other factors. Because their mom didn't play. Yeah. He had them boys and got them straight. So knowing how to cook, knowing, like, being intentional, he was very good to those. He was doing them until the weakness of the body. Okay. Now, he said, let her come out. My father, with how many children and the people living with us, we be the one before us first-hand information. We make the path. Before the rain will be there, maybe he want to go with the car. The flood, right, might be much for him to go with the car. Guess what? He will use this big, like, wood, not wood, stick, right? So that before he puts his leg somewhere, oh my, oh my. When you are with these people, you will learn a lot. Because all these things, he didn't teach us. Like then, he didn't say why I am using this stick is because of this, but I could figure it out. Now he will use the stick, like, to put, if he gets where the you know, the puddle, those water puddle, he can put it before he can put his leg. We now go to the hall where they fry akara to buy the akara and the rest of siblings, the rest of akara no money, right? We now get it. Now come back and do the pap. My mom will be doing say, Pota, come out. My father will do the pap. We will have the handsome man, the glorious man, the titled man. We do those. And then if there are days, maybe it will be all day raining, right? A lot of things my dad will tell my mom, don't worry about this. Or maybe we tell my mom, okay, this, and we go. My mom will be doing this. We say, wait. Then because those raining whatever, everything will just be completely messed up. Here comes this man. There comes a man that we are growing up as a teenager. Some people have different, whatever, growing up. Me, I got the acne, right? He was the one that could look. He was the one that could refer. He was the one that could bring the money. He was the one that could still look at my face. No, if this thing is clearing, if this thing is working, and all of those. The same thing along with my other sister. I remember the day my sister came back. She got sick and got this thing in her mouth, this sore, this what do you call blisters. Immediately he got there. My dad was like, what happened? What happened? Right away. Guess what? My dad, them, they believe more than milk. My dad was like, he come and say, she has to be placed on diet, that she needs food. Then every day and I think I signed my sister here. So my sister will be drinking. They bought box. My mom sells all those. My dad will give money. My sister will now be placed. Will be drinking water and the milk. Like he will look at you. He will be worried right away. He will be uncomfortable. And then so you say, Mama, so, I need food. I need so, and all of that. It was the same man we are talking about. He played these roles. Okay? He was a man. There was a day, this oil, this thing, the processing of palm oil, my mom was doing that. My mom and another one years week anyways. Okay? So my mom will be doing all of those things. Like we'll be doing that, right? I know that like then if we are home, we follow to do those. You see, oil processing. Yes. Okay? Sometimes all those things, just like here, you will see me doing farming, gardening. Sometimes those things kind of give some kind of pride of ownership. They are like skills. You just love doing it. So, and then there was a time, a day, I came back from school, from university. My mom was doing that. I came back. My mom was doing it. My dad joined my mom. It was my mom and my dad. Then the other, whatever, living with them, was at the shop. They were at the shop. My mom's shop. My mom and my dad and one small girl then, they were doing the processing, that oil processing of whatever, the process. So when we came, now, after the whole thing and all of those, right, they came, they were doing this. So I now went in to go, change and all of that. And here comes another big man, another people that matters, came, right? Like the way the man who came, he met my father where my father just wear this in a tie wrap and then was just helping my mom. And the man now came. So when my mom sighted the man, my mom was like, my mom said, also, my dad was, yes. And then the man who walked close to there, was like, hey, also, Kedu, hey, he was like, hey, like he now say, hey, Uchibe, something like that. Hey, that's good, big person come, so he was like, hey, also I say, yes, so yeah, we are here. He now introduced to the man what he's doing. He said, I am here doing this with my wife, and he laughed and he got out. So at the end of the day, by evening, when my mom was like, also that there comes a time, if you want to help him this thing, you will not come to the kitchen side to help this thing. Maybe, he was like, my dad was like, for what? Why? Why not? For what? He said, yeah. He met him there and he said, yeah, and we are doing, if you didn't see me, yeah, you see me, yeah. And my dad was, for what? Like the way he even responded to the man was like, yes, the Hajim, I can't know how to, but it was a Hajim, we are doing the processing of the oil, hey, and then before he now got to wash the hands and all of those to go and attend to the visitors, and then we now have to do other. They were like, no, no, this, and it was attended to, right? That's the man we are talking about. Does this man not fall on I am this and the I am all of those? That is the because I know what I saw and I am first hand of this information and I can agree less. Okay. Some of us, if we are the people that may be taking care of your sibling, your wife's siblings, right? It becomes then your wife will be voiceless because you already they are Lord. Oftentimes, I still blame women's families. Women families, I blame them. That once a man got married to all of you, automatically everything becomes their responsibilities. No, that's some family respects. That's contentment. That's self-respect. It goes a long way. Contentment. As a father-in-law, you will call your in-law to seek for money. For what? Why? Tomorrow you mess up. Tomorrow your daughter will be the one dealing with the whole stuff. Mother-in-law, you will now be, calling your brother, your daughter, be your sons-in-law for this, for that. For you don't do that. You don't do that. It's okay they give you gifts. I don't know about you because we are talking. I'm using my father. My father did not do that. I cannot do that. My family don't do that. I cannot do that. And it's not because we have. It's not because they have, but because of contentment. In-law, if you are giving them something, you will give it with respect and still respect that. And even as that, you as in-law, if you visit, the way they will even care for you, maybe that you even give may not even be able to pay for that. All these things go a long way. These are part of what? Golden rules. Golden rule. As an in-law, you step your feet, or be your whatever, in our house as a visit, right? My father, on his destiny, before like 2021, there must be yam and the live fowl to know that you visited. I remember the one, they came and then my husband has to be in a hotel and then the brother said, my daddy has to give that yam and all of this. Say please, because my father is not there again. So he was like, please give this to Ogomwa. That is my in-law. Life this, and that's his tradition. What makes you can put where can you get him? But that's the part of tradition we know. We are self-respected. It's our tradition. But today, we men that cry blah 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 culture, we are even the men that solely depend on the women. That's not our culture. If you want culture, let's point out the attributes, the quality, the culture. My mom has these 2 shops at always the same time and all of those. Yet I can't remember my mom buying pencil. Sometimes I haven't asked that question, but I will ask that question. What we So the same man you are talking about, my mom is have those shops as it. The same man every week we have whole like buying stuff in bulk. There is this market. This same man we buy. My mom don't go those big markets. It's my father that does it. And now some of them, then the culture will say, maybe your mom rides him or your mom. even you man that will say that, can you even stand the appearance of my father? Not to talk of a woman that does it. No, it is compassion. The message is compassion. It comes from a compassionate heart. Even you that will talk, maybe your mother writes her, you will even see my father's appearance and the onye mmụọ na mmadụ na-atụ egwu appearance ya. Who both the spirit and the physical fear his appearance? So what are we talking about? It's not from the place of maybe. No. But it comes from foundation, family, foundation. And now followed by what? Compassionate hearts. Humanity, human. That's the place they come from. You will see a man that may assist the wife in the kitchen. Maybe the wife, okay, is busy, and then he assists the person, and then automatically you've already ruled the person as the wife is ruling them. Or maybe you see a man fixing meal or something for the kids, and then it's like, what? It's because you need to build bond. If you don't build bond, you will be lonely at old age. That is when you will start saying a lot to prove a point. That is when you will be on defense mechanism. Because guess what? They might have excess money. They didn't know what money, okay, know what to do with money. They will give you money, but you will be lonely. You will be lonely. Old age will remind you what lonely is all about. And what's the reason? Because you did not bond with them. Because you did not build a bond. You did not establish father-child relationship. I know this thing today, I'm focusing on men. Because I know many of we, the mothers, there are gaps. But that's not my focus for today. Because you think as a mother, breastfeeding is enough. Don't give that child breastfeed. Guess what? When you milk, that child will be fed milk, and that child will be fine. With a good nurture, because we have what we call nature and the nurture. Nature will do its own part. Then nurture will play the remaining parts. That is why you may get somebody at an early stage that didn't have, or maybe at a stage didn't have good nurture, right? But still within development, age development, you can get that child and start nurturing. You see that? So you can actually nurture that child, that the child lifestyle and everything will be different from maybe messy or foundational error. We have all those, nature and nurture. Nature can only play its role. If you don't nurture, that becomes a cans of worm. Because nature always plays its own. A child can be eating food and be growing up. But a child needs to be raised up. You raised a child up. So while the child is growing, right, you are raising the child up. But if you allow the child to grow up, wait and receive the package, because it's a package. Those kinds of worm will explode. So we get on that again. As a father, play a vital role so that tomorrow, even my mom, yeah, even my mom will be talking, say, oh, like he deserves it, he's worthy. Today, my mom will be thanking everybody. My mom will say, like you all thank you, this and that. You know, like the way you all took us, or the way you all came. She's thanking everybody. Everybody. Once she opens her mouth, is about thanks. Thanks. And because it's not what people are used to. People are used to, if it is the mother, they will carry the mother. But the father, he needs to remain. No, we didn't play that. We did not play that. Because there was bond. My father established bond, created bond. There was bond. We are connected to him. He was an active father. He was a president. We are used to him. We don't negotiate his authority. He doesn't negotiate his authority. There are places he will tell you, it's not like it is this. Is respected even till tomorrow. Why wouldn't you do all of those? You might focus on female. The male will go astray. You might focus on male. The female will go astray. But as long as these are your children, Be intentional. Be intentional. Because Amara Isiga Abueze, when I say certain things, please, let's so that we carry everybody along. We don't know, right, who will become the whatever, right? I don't want to use the word the breadwinner. So we don't know who God will, because he does it his own way, and he does it with a lot, with a heart. You know, he is God, so we don't know. And that is why, give everybody, that is golden rule, give everybody equal love, equal opportunity, equal of it all and more, according to their personalities and temperament. Because of temperament, some might receive, yes, more attention, because some might, okay, be more active, that you need to talk more. Some might be okay. So all are still okay, because it's like family is always dynamic. The same way with the children. Okay? So she will be the one saying what we did, that you know, he deserves it. So he deserves it. He deserves it. He deserves it. And you will be like, thank you all. Because if you all have leaving us, maybe by now, one of us must have gone, if not both of us. Right? But because what? The man played his role. And we were able, the children was able to do, we able to do the needful, right? There becomes easy for everybody. They rotate how they, you know, they sleep, they rotate all of those. They still do that. They still have a living caregiver. They still have a living therapist, physical therapist. And then the doctor that comes and all of that. They used to have the speech therapist that visits. But when we see there is no need, they now allow the coach to be doing all of those. Like during the exercise and all of those, you know, he moderates all those whatever. And this is where you will say, this man is blessed. In my father, I learn a lot. In the journey of my father, I'm the like practical, like the whole thing, like picture, is like a book. I learn a lot. I remember the time I came back, I think it was either my third year, I came back, or either second year or third year, and we were going to my mom's shop. So my dad now said, then I was learning, I think it was in my third year. So my dad said that I should come and drive, you know, like I should drive then, you know, why he will. I was already learning car, you know, driving small. Okay. And we are going. So we came to the hall. We got to the hall. Someone wants to greet him and all that. So he told me to stop. I did. And the woman now saw me in the car. He was like, hey, Ollie, did you come back? He said, hey, it's Ollie driving. Also, that's it. You know, I'm there right away. Oh, why? The way he was like, why not? Like, you know, because he's, you know, he's a military man. So there is a way he acknowledges things like right away. You know, he was like, why? One word, but it has will. You know. And the woman was like, hey, you know, Ollie, hi. And then he was like, you know, he now like, you know, held the man, was like, also, you know, whatever. But anyways, and then we got, and I think I shared it. So we got there, you know, we stayed. And then when it was time for my mom to come back, right? We now, you know, for me to my dad said I should go. You know, I should drive. My mom refused to enter the car, you know, and first he told him, he said, oh, please, guy, oh, this man, he's a kind man. He's a kind man. But his kindness is not weakness. In his kindness, the strength comments. In his kindness, the strength comments. For physical, he had the power. For just in his kind, in my father, we don't fear, because we grew up to see a fearless man. If you are maybe more disadvantaged, my father will be loyal. But if you are the hierarchy, he's going to be loyal. But if you want to use that hierarchy for intimidation, my father will meet you up where you are. Like he will meet you up on any place you are. Not because he had the money, but he had the guts. He has the guts. He's a fearless man and stands it all unapologetically. But you see, he knows, right? He knows, like maybe he's way more than this person, and you're looking for his trouble. My dad will tell you. My dad will be looking at you like we'll be looking at you. Maybe you might turn and say, "Hey, Ada, hey, oh yeah, man, Ada Nolona," like a doctor or something, like this. Hey, this. My father will give you a listening ear. And with his charisma, he's a man. He's loved. He's loved by many. He has that in him that is attractive. He is so loved and respected. So what are we talking about? As a man, you do not pay attention to your children. As a man, your daughters, knowing tomorrow this daughter will go to someone else this, and you did not prepare this child, this daughter, to at least know what it is to go live with a man. He needs you. He needs certain of your traits, your qualities, your what do you call it? Whatever it is. To be able to do what? To meet with a man and be able to build a home. It's not just living a home, but build a home. You need touch of the father. Is it the father that whine? You whine. You whine. Is that the father? Hi. My father did it all for us. Did it all. There is no gender whatever with him. No. He met us on our different personalities. He tailored his parenting with our diverse personalities. And he achieved it all without pain, losing. If he had focused on certain person or certain gender, what of tomorrow? It happens to be the daughter that will have voice. What will happen? Men, you need to wake up, because these are the things your children will remember. These are the things that even your wife, you think, will brainwash them, cannot brainwash them. It's not possible. It is not possible. You feel brainwashed, or your kids being brainwashed because you didn't play your roles. And if you didn't play your role, what goes around comes around. Because you choose money, you do money. I have a father that chased that money. I'm still intentional with the family. Because you are a pastor, pastoring, right? I still have that Christian father that's almost to church here and there, all of those, but intentional, straightforward, very focused with the family. So being a pastor father, and many often, because this thing happens, as a pastor, you get busy with every other thing, forgetting the internal. And guess what? Go read the book of, or go read the story of Eli. Our God is not a confused God. You are giving life a meaning, and you are not paying attention to your family. You are not paying attention on implementing all the being. I know it's not easy, but that's why we say intentionality. Being intentional, we at least start making some changes. Let the light start reflecting, so that this light you are shining for others will equally shine in your own home. You are not intentionally. I'm not saying it will be 100%, but let it go beyond. Let it go above 50%. Let it go above 50% as a Chris Nucci. You see somebody and you know this is wrong. You know this person is humiliating this person, but because you don't like the person and you will not speak. So this person will be talking good, will not hate you, and you will not speak the truth. The truth you have refused to say is still holding many in captivity. Who says fathers do not change diapers? Who said so? Who says fathers don't go to hospital with their children? Many often, even as a father, many often, mother will even want to do that. You as a father, even if you do not go, follow it up. I remember then our family, my dad, they're resisting with our family hospital then. So from school, I can go to the family hospital, they will bill without charging me. They will bill him. Right? My mom will go. There is a way, he does it then. Now, he will follow up with the doctor. So even if as a father, your work did not permit you to go to the hospital, right, with your child, follow up and they understand what the problem is. My father will follow up with the doctor. He doesn't just give you money, you go to the hospital and that's the end of it. No. He is interested in the why. Because anybody can give you money. Anybody is replaceable. But when you play certain roles that are irreplaceable, your wife cannot. It's impossible. It doesn't work. Maybe tomorrow I will say that my kids, I will brainwash them as this. No, because their father is intentional. Their father is an active father. Their father is intentional. The other day, after being the first day I was awake, he came and I stayed up, right? And like all through the night, I didn't still get to sleep during the day. Okay. Then by the other night, what happened? By the other night, no, but I think by evening I slept and then woke up like around, I think I slept around 9 or 7 or something. Either wake up by 10 or 11 and then stayed up again. By Monday, by the next day, I will have a little break. Okay. But I still have to operate. I still have to work on stuff. And now I started that night, okay, till morning again. And by morning, I have to make breakfast. Okay. When the alarm now did this, he got up. No, I slept around. No. I slept around. I think around 4. Yes, I woke up around 11 or thereabouts, and then I slept again around 4 to be up by 1 in our time to make the breakfast because I'll be up, so at least I can still get like 2-3 hours sleep by that morning. Okay. But when I was there, he looked. When I think before I said, he was like, "What is the time?" I said, "So time." And then he was like, "Did you catch up?" and all of those. Now I slept. By that time, I woke up because he also slept late. But because he knew I was already awake, and if this one now, that 1 hour and I slept, will still be the stuff, right? And he woke up. He got up. And then I was like, he now said, "What will they eat? Will they do this?" I said, "Yeah, egg, whatever." And they was like, "Yeah, let me do this." He was like, no, get the sleep. Let me get it for them. He went and did the breakfast for them. And it's not the first time. It's not the second time. He didn't wait for me to make acts or for me to, which I may not be able or I may not, right? Maybe except maybe occasionally I will now ask, say, Biko, maybe I will say, Biko, will you be able to? You see that? Then what I do, some days I will know like that. I will do breakfast at night. So that by the morning, it will now be microwaved. Or maybe the simple one will now be done. Which, the kids, they might now have to do that. But what are we talking about? It's not the first time. It wasn't. There are some days with me, you say, no, let him do this. Maybe he can now do grilling stuff and we serve everybody. I might even be busy in this office. He will say, go give money. Take this and do all of those. Sometimes I might be maybe busy and all of those. Then we have to go out like, the kids movie this, movie whatever. Right? On the one of them birthday. They went and they took pictures, and then they sent me pictures. And after those, they said, I was praising, they say, oh, why? And then he was like, you are the whatever of it all. Okay? And the nature of his job doesn't permit him to always be there. What are we talking about? Just like my father, it wasn't about you full ground, but you are unavailable. You are present but absent. It's not about quantity, but about the quality. So the man I'm talking about is this same man, right? Very busy with it all, but intentional with what matters most at the same time. So that he doesn't lose. He doesn't lose. Because if not, there wouldn't be bond. Maybe I will say, yeah, I have a father. Who will come think I'm no book to write, I'm no clothes to wear, as a pride of honor, like a pride of ownership, pride of a proud, like we always find a way to connect with him, just to connect. Right here, you will see his whatever there, his picture there. Yeah, I have my husband, whatever this, yeah, there, right? At least that's where he respect this, but this there. You can't help it. You cannot help it. If you go to my brother's siblings, if you go, you will see father. You in the living room, I mean, this that we see him and the you can't help it. Even you woman that comes in, we see it and they know. We go in marriage. The same father will tell you. Translate, please. Right? That is you. Don't become, let me put it in my way, don't become cankerworms there. Just as they, he doesn't expect them to do. So what are we talking about? Is this not the same culture? Is it the culture that say go down and bring their money because he's in abroad? No. He will not ask you for that. He will not do that. So what are we talking about? If you just become father, you will become just father, and that ends it. So you came to have children and answer father, and that's it. No. Women most often put more work. Most often, some become intentional. You can't. Even you cannot. You can't. You can't help it. You cannot help it. So as a man, if you want all those if you want to go and be an intentional father, go and do things that nobody can replace, not even your wife. Not even your wife. And guess what? You don't have nothing to prove. Which my father will, maybe my mom come and say, again, she is part of the story. My mom tells the young lady that lived with us, the time we reached her, she was like, when I was like, my dad is not there. It was, oh, I have had a lot. My mom will stage you with my father's everything. The same way A is talking, the same way B is talking. Is it because he's a perfect man? No, he's not a perfect man. He's a human. He has his flaws as a human. But you see in uprising of his children, that man, I am still figuring it out. You see, as a father, his role as a father, that man. And like I said, he's the one to go and buy those foods from all these local inside market with this pickup and the food everywhere. Because that's where you get it. You get a lot and get them cheap. And he does this every week. On the side of any other things you will buy here and there. He does this every week. Why wouldn't he be remembered? If you you choose one person or one gender to raise up, at the end of the day, okay, you might lose from that gender, because sometimes devil can enter anybody, God forbid, but sometimes, yeah, devil does. But what matters is that the echo, the legacy of that man will fight that until what? That legacy survives or that legacy lives. Yes, that's another part of it. You raise up because you don't know who will be the one to protect that legacy tomorrow, enduring your own weakness of body. If you are fair to some, not fair to some gender, maybe because you think they are, pay back time. Maybe if they are to be men that to protect it, they don't, then women will not, because they will nobody. You focus on women because they will go and they bring it, then men will lose it because they are not. But what? Give it. Take it as yours. Be intentional with it, and you will achieve it, because activities determines results. I don't think when the man was doing it, he was doing it maybe to see what is going on today or what he has today. But he has high expectation anyways, because his focus then, he will always say, raising kids that tomorrow you will become somebody in the society, and tomorrow you can speak. Like, you know, he's doing it so that you will have joy, you will have fulfillment. It's not necessary maybe so that you will come and do all of those and all of that. But guess what? When the perfect comes, the imperfect disappears. So when that perfect comes in you, there are a lot of good things you can do because you know better, because there is light. So there are many places that it can shine. So these are part of it. You are young, married, you see your baby child, maybe wet the diaper, you cannot change it because you are a father. You can't help your wife because you are a father. Your children are watching. In your own home, you will do this, and then people will say, oh, you are doing this to your father, you are doing this to for your wife. I tell them, Ozo Richard Okeke, Ozo Ebetete, Azu Akwelu, Onye Nekwu maka ya. He did it for the wife, and he did it for the family. He even did it, both our relations, like they are from our grandfathers, this thing, you know, all the elderly people. Then if he is doing all this festival, my father will carry his car, use his car, go bring them. They will come, stay weekend and still stay days. He will still prepare their going. He's not just gonna go take you back. He will prepare their going. Like, you know what I mean? He will, some will go with bag of rice, some will go with this, and then we'll take them. He doesn't joke with a lot of things. He didn't take a lot of things for granted. A lot of things. He was intentional. Unless if he's not connected with that. If he's connected with that, he's intentional. You get married, he will tell you there. If you go there, give it your best. Don't go there and scatter what they have, people that family has built. Because if you scatter that, he will start by disgracing you, disowning you, and he will join them and fight you. But then if you go there and they now feel you become this and this, they will hear from my father, unapologetical father. He stands tall. He's part of our pride. He's part of my pride. My mother-in-law every day will be, every time we talk, will be asking of my father. And he continues to say, he will eat the fruit of his day, that he walk. He will, every time, he will keep praying. Every time, he will keep praying for him. Did he pray because his own is lacking? No. If his own is lacking, do you think he will say that kind of prayer? No. No. And even when he was there, he was even the one who will send message, be giving her, without even receiving from her. He doesn't need it because he's elderly, more these things. So he sees him as a mother, like Nne. He will come, bring himself down. We'll sit and be doing all of those, and we go. When it's time to stand tall, like to be on this, you see him, and don't mess with him. don't even don't even miss the boat. Don't even mix those up. You don't know nothing. Solid, you know nothing. You get to our family, maybe as a visitor or as our friend here. By the time you are stepping in our gate, that major gate, you have no sense, you gain sense. So before coming in, you gain sense. You don't need to be told. You come in, the atmosphere will influence you. The atmosphere will change. This is what we are talking about, our culture. So these are personalities. Is a man that, no, I have a lot of kids. Is either I get it right or it goes wrong. And he values people. He values human. Born of family of, I think, family of 7 or so. Only 3 survived. And he went to war, faced war, saw all of those. His perception, his approach in life is you know, it comes from human. Then if you choose to be, if you human, you choose to be being human, he will approach you as inhuman if it is the only option he has, and he will approach it unapologetically. Be the child or be anything. So growing up, the option we have is to be better or be better. Be better or be better. He will tell you, don't take money from that boy. Don't take money. That thing you need, ask it from me. I will give it to you. Because if you make that mistake, ignorance is not an excuse. He created this awareness. He will first tell you by disowning you, and I tell you, if he says that, he means it. It's not negotiable. So whatever you are doing, you must believe, you must be conscious, you must be intentional. And then maybe someone now feel like to, ridicule you, maybe to rape you or something like that. Hey, yeah. I have that father. But you now going to do it and do it. Okay. You will remember who is your father. Anyways. We take it. Fathers, wake up. Stop being insecure and stop this emotional blackmail of women. They have brainwashed her. They have brainwashed him. Nobody brainwashed him. Nobody brainwashed her. What is missing is what you did not do. The job you did not do is what is haunting you. And that's what will haunt you if you don't correct it. Life being so kind, maybe you now, luckily, okay, and pray, you have a very good woman, okay? Maybe in that weakness of body, that woman, even by the time hold on, I'm trying to share this something. The time other children, right, will now trying to mess up, even that's your good wife you treated well, will even be the one to now be saying, no, children is not like this. No, it's not like this. That's just the lucky you can become. So be aware of it. Okay? That's the best your wife can do for you. But if you choose not to, and they think you can mesmerize with the wife, and then now want to order the children how it will be, no. And even you, mother, even when the woman, the father is still trying to, okay, you say your father or their father is brainwashing them. No, don't buy that as a woman. What you need is to step up your parenting. Step up your parenting. The kids are seeing it. They are watching it. They know it. And the mother nature will finish it. And that is it. If you don't build that bond, if they have excess money, you will be receiving that. But guess what? You will be lonely. And you don't want it. You know how emotional support, how support system is like. Very important. Very, very important. Okay? So, but if you do not do that, you will end up on that blackmailing. They have brainwashed them not to care for me. Now lie. If your child as a father don't remember you and all of those, it's because there are gaps. No bond, there are gaps. Do you know what it is to exist without your father, without your mother, without or be without? No, it can only is happen because of gaps, unless maybe some wicked folks, because we still have them. Ehen. The same way in marriage, my father will tell you, you coming in the house he built, right? And then you want to do all of those. You can't survive that hole. You will be miserable. You can't survive because you cannot. And guess what? He will still take everybody as his own. But you choose not to. He will say he has it all. He's all of it. But anyway, so I just want to use this opportunity to appreciate God again and to also let you all know that finally, after a lot of hard work, after a lot of back and forth and all of those, I have been able to recall back the book, did the needful. And I am grateful to God for many reasons. One of them is because it was my first experience. I made my mistakes. One of the mistakes was the loyalty. The place I signed up with, the publisher, it was 50-50. At the end of the day, I am to pay tax, I am to pay for this, I am to. So at the end of the day, I am the end of the day, right? I labored in vain, even though the intention wasn't from the money. If intention is from money, there are many titles to write, there are many books to write. But I want my father's legacy to live. And the good news is that I try to make his legacy live. The light I shine to talk about the good of this man, great man, and all of those. In return, Mother Nature make it that what? It is your intellectual property, and the Mother Nature is rewarding it. Okay? So why that legacy will live? Heaven will also be blessing me, rewarding me of that intellectual property. So this is the website. The website is www uh, www dot, oh no, please hold on, let me open this again. It's www dot oluchipobi.com. Before now, it didn't have websites. And then this one that I have as the website have both the good, like the good deal. The good deal. It has good deal. It has all of those, which I did not know at the first time. But after I made my mistake, right, I was able to do the novel, was able to do research, and it was able to get it as it should be. So that's what it is. So let me share that back. I'm sharing it back. I am my father's daughter. It's a daughter's story of family and strength. If you log in www.oluchipobi, you can see that. Okay, that is that is it here. Okay, you can see that. That's the man I'm talking about. The man I am proud of. The man remembering that he's my father, like, is sufficient for me. And that's a little this on it, and that's where, if you take it here, like go here, it will take you to Amazon, and there is a many other media outlets. Okay, we incorporated few books, few things here. Let me put that too on the gallery. It's not for the perfection of it, but for the original of it. Original is very important. When you go to gallery, I don't know if I'll be able to see gallery here. If you go to gallery, You can see some of the original pictures. They are not AI pictures, they are the real pictures. So you can see that. But anyways, I don't know if it is opening or not, but if you go to gallery, you can glance some of the pictures and all of that. So it is finally done and dusted. Well, before when I wanted to do it in Nigeria, before I realized that the lawyer had the error, and the error has been corrected. So the book is back and all of that. But anyways, thank you all for your support. I also acknowledge Chris Lucci community on the acknowledgement part of the book. So that's what it is. And you can get it. Let me stop here because mm, where is stop become? You know, you get as it be with me and this text sometimes. Anyways, I don't know what's going on. So, but thank you all, thank you all, thank you all. So, it is an honor and a beautiful one to share about this great man, using it to send a message to the fathers, both the present, because we are no longer talking about the old fathers, the present fathers. Your love to your family, your bond to your family is not a weakness, but that's where strength comes from. Because when you do the noble, people will not have option than to respect that. It's not negotiable because you are not talking what did not happen, is what happened. You know, that's what gives you the authority to rebuke, to accept, and to reject, even in the old age. Very important. Okay. Uh, Helping your family, watching over your daughters, and being a role model is not a weakness, it's part of strength, it's part of empowerment. Giving them equal opportunity, equal voice is part of empowerment, it's not a weakness. It's empowerment. You're empowering them on how to navigate world and it's whatever it is, and so on. Does any person, let me do something. This video, this thing is going. Does any person have any question to ask? Our admins, can you all type the number? This is our WhatsApp number here. I will take two questions. I will take two calls. If someone wants to call, let me do that for the first time. I had in mind to do this, but it skipped my mind. Does any person have any question? If you have question, I'm going to take that question. Let's have uh, try to close this. If you have question, please ask, call. Admins, please, let's get this thing, okay? People can call. Okay, this is our number. No, put plus there because if they dial it like that, they will not get me. Two plus 234 plus 234. I don't know what happened to this video or something. Where is me? Because no. Where is me? Where am I? Plus 234 702 60 plus 234 702 60 10899. I will pick call if you call. Somebody call. Any question, I will pick it. I will give it the next 1 minute or 2 minutes. In celebration of the man I shared today, I talked about today, let's give people 2 gigabytes. Let's not to give people will hear Cardinal and start coming here. So admins, you all know who started and who ended. So let's gift people 2 gigabytes to celebrate the man I shared. Uh, I shared part of his stories. Don't send message because I just call. If any person wants to call, just call because I have a lot of messages. I don't finish messages on this phone, so don't stop for that. If you call, I may not even know. I only just tag some numbers that I usually see. So if you send message, I may not know. I have a lot of messages here. No question, right? In the absence of that, is anybody calling? It's only WhatsApp. You can only get that number on WhatsApp. Don't send message, just call. Who wants to call? Call. Let's hear from you. Ask your question. And then for some of us that may have intentional father, they will be talking, you will not be hearing. But the team there is that the intentional father, they don't even give up. They don't give up. It's not negotiable. They do not give up. So that's another team there. So it is assumed that nobody wants to call, right? I don't even see my video here. I don't even know what happened. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Oh my. Hold on. Oh yeah, we are going to get my. I don't know what happened. Yeah, come. How did I mean? They're closing it. Get up. That's okay. Oh, okay. No, it's closed. Okay, what did I do? Where? No, if I open it, it's still happening. It's not showing. It's just stopped. I can't see the live again. Or maybe it's from me. I don't know. Anyways, let's see. Replace. What are you replacing? No. Anyways, so nobody called, and I see the message is straight. The message is clear. I don't think it's from there. Restart default. That's okay. I've already finished the program. Okay, so thank you, everyone. And so let's give 2 gigabytes. Okay, but anyways, from me. Okay, we have a wedding going on tomorrow. Sorry about that. We have a wedding going on tomorrow. We have a wedding going on tomorrow. This wedding is a community wedding. It is not the regular wedding. It is a community wedding. I will talk about that after the wedding. But Heavenly Father, we commit this sacrament of matrimony into your able hands. We already know and we are confident that you have honored this marriage. Lord, for what and how they have prepared all this while, for things that have gone out of them, their energies, their thoughts, their good intentions, and more. We know it's not just about the day, but after the day. And I am very much interested on the after the day. Therefore, Father, I pray, Lord, for your presence in this marriage. I know your hands is in this marriage, but I am intentionally calling upon you for your presence in this home. That this marriage will be worthy of emulation. That through this marriage, many people will be strengthened. That through this marriage, many people will get married. That through this marriage, Father, many families will be blessed. Many couples will be blessed. That through this marriage, Lord, love will be shared. There will be increase. Your name will be honored. Your light will shine. Your breakthrough will embrace them. Your love will be upon them. Your care will be with them. Your hands will be in all they do. Your favor will follow them. Your favor will follow them. Your favor will follow them. Lord, please bless, anoint, and honor this marriage. Strengthen this marriage. Bless them and equip them with all it takes, with every tool, all the tools that it takes to have a beautiful marriage. We commit this home before thee, that you bless and watch every step of their life journeys, Lord, in this vocation of marriage, so that glory will always go to you, while happiness will be theirs and ours in extension. I pray, Lord, I ask for your genuine happiness. I ask for your genuine blessings. I ask for your genuine, I ask for Hakuna Matata. It's not a happiness to prove a point, but genuine happiness. Because I know your hand is on this marriage, Lord, your happiness will dwell. Help them, strengthen them, help them, Lord, to embrace you so that they can indeed enjoy this beautiful home, these sacraments of marriage, this new vocation in fullest. Lord, this is our supplication. Let the words of our mouth and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable to you, O Lord. Thank you, Heavenly Father, and may your name be blessed, be reverenced, be adored in their home. In the name of you, God the Father, Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. From me to you all, have a wonderful weekend.